We'll just open with general comments on the weekend, what we got coming up, and then we'll go to questions.
Yeah, it was actually, a good weekend. It's actually nice to open up the year at home, which I'm not sure that we've done here at Western, and I know we haven't done it since I've been here in 11 years, but it's nice to be in front of a home crowd. Exciting weekend on the Hill. A little bit disappointing to finish 2-1, but to be honest with you, I don't know that disappointing is the right word. We were a little, I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe because we feel really good about the weekend. We knew going in, a 2-1 record we would feel really good about. It's just dropping that 5-set match to Drake when you kind of dominate 2 sets and then you let the second set get away. When you had a swing to win that set, we could have gotten out there in 3, but it was a very positive weekend. We showed exactly who we can be and who we expect to be by the end of the year. We just got to iron out some of those kinks with some of the young players, and we got to do a little better job. Our vets got to do a little better job at times, and we've got to do a better job from the service line, just applying pressure. And I think that showed itself when you play such quality teams. Like all 3 of those teams were quality, but Drake kind of took advantage of it more than anybody else when we were not aggressive from the service line. But a fantastic weekend, a good way to open up our season. We feel good about it. I think the players are excited. And then as we look into this weekend, going up to Marquette, we open up with Dayton, who went 2-1 this weekend. A really good team, very well coached team, great program. They're going to probably vie for that conference championship in their conference. Then we got Marquette at Marquette. They're coming off of a very successful weekend. They went out to Hawaii, played 3 top programs, went 5 with all 3 and got 2 wins out of it. So we know what they're going to be. They're going to be top of their conference as well. And then a Buffalo team that put up some big stats. So it's going to be a very challenging weekend on the road, but one that we're really excited about. Great RPI, great weekend. It's going to challenge us, and I think we're going to, we'll be as prepared. If we can get out of that weekend 2-1 again, we'll be pretty happy.
Hey, you played most of this past weekend without Izzy. I was wondering what her status is.
Yeah, she unfortunately just rolled her ankle in that first match, and so it's a sprain day to day. We're just going to work her back in. So it's really a day to day thing.
She'll make the trip though.
She'll definitely make the trip. Yeah.
Yep. I know it wasn't the outcome you wanted with Drake, but going to 5 sets with him, did you like the fight that you saw from this team? Were you proud of that aspect? Yeah,
I thought we fought really well all weekend. There was no doubt about that, getting that 5th set, and I think we battled, and I think that's what people are going to really notice about this team is our floor defense and our fight is maybe better than it's been in several years. And that's going to give us a lot of opportunities, and we just got to capitalize, and we didn't do that. We were a little bit too reliant on Olivia and Kyra, and made us a little bit predictable, and they didn't have a great 5th set, but, we'll regroup from that, and we'll disperse the ball a little bit better, have better set distribution, and I think we can put some more pressure on teams in that way. But the fight was definitely there. We just didn't execute at times when we needed to.
Overall, are you happy with the attack, I guess, percentage-wise?
Yeah, look, we hit 290 and against 3 quality opponents. If we can hit 290 against those opponents, we feel really good about our offense. I think, what was a little disappointing was we didn't spread the offense enough. Our set distribution just was too heavily reliant on Kyra and Olivia, and we got to balance that out more because we're talented enough to do that, and we just didn't do that. But if we can hit 290, we're pretty happy with that.
Well, speaking of Kyra, obviously one of the younger girls on this team, she had an incredible weekend. Just what did you see from her? And I know you said you got a little bit reliable on that, but what did you like that you saw from the young team in her?
Well, she is just so dynamic. She's such a talent. She puts pressure on you in every possible way. She's attacking out of the back row, which is not something we've done in years past, which adds an entire new element for us. Her offensive game is very diverse. She can attack the line. She can go high and hard off the hands. Cross court, she can apply a lot of pressure there, but she's also a physical block, which is something that we need out of that position. We've had off and on over the years, but she's She's such a physical presence at the net. She's a little bit quiet to the eye, but a very competitive kid. And I think people are going to really see that and appreciate that as they start to see her a little bit more. But there's a lot in there to like. She offers a ton for us. If we can make it easier on her too, if we'll use our middles a little bit more offensively, it's only gonna help her.
Well, looking at this tournament coming up this weekend, it's almost a repeat of last year's Hyatt Place Invitational. I mean, 3 of the 4 programs in that are in Milwaukee this year. First one coming up against Dayton. I think you guys hit 188 against them last year. What do they do that causes some problems there?
Well, you're exactly right. We've had a 3-year commitment with Marquette and Dayton. So this is year 3. So Dayton hosted, we hosted, and now Marquette's turn to host. And it's a great series for us because you're getting Dayton and Marquette, which are top teams. They're both preseason ranked, and great RPI matches, and you're getting challenged, period. Dayton I think you said we hit a 180 something against them last year. They're physical. They always have big physical middles. They're usually very talented on the pins as well. They're incredibly well coached. So they scheme and they're going to make you beat them. They compete very hard, which creates all those challenges, which means obviously we've got to be more balanced in our offense going into it. We can't let them scheme us, the way we played this weekend. But we know we're going to be in a dogfight against them opening up Friday morning. And then same thing with Marquette. Marquette returns a lot more of their roster than even Dayton did. Dayton's graduated some players, some key players, but they're still big and physical. And then Marquette's returning a little bit more. They did graduate some. They've got a young setter running the show right now who's very talented. But they're going to be pretty dynamic, athletic as well, creating some challenges. But it's going to be a fun weekend.
Obviously, this weekend is shaping up to be even tougher than this past weekend was. What do you hope coming out of it that this team learns and improves from?
I think the big key is, again, as you asked earlier, the fight. If we can get in these matches and just prove that we're going to fight from beginning to end, and you go 5 sets or even if you go 3 sets and you're on the losing end of the 3-setter, but you're fighting and you're in a dogfight, that's great experience for us as we get deeper into the season. So this is really, really preparing us for what we're going to see towards the end of the season once we're getting into the conference tournament and into hopefully NCAA play. So just that battle and experience against quality teams is going to be invaluable.
Obviously Kara stood out this past weekend, but how about some of the other newcomers of the program? How do you feel like they performed their first time in live action?
Look, we've got a lot of newcomers, and we're pretty young out there. I think at one point we had 4 freshmen on the floor. And for us to walk out of there 2-1 and compete the way we did and accomplish the things we did speaks volumes. But we had a lot of production out of all of our newcomers. Kendall Meller came in and had a great weekend. She wasn't day one, her first match. I think some nerves got to her a little bit, and she had some mistakes, but she played well. I think what she ended up hitting 324 on the weekend, more than did her job right there. Big physical presence, blocking, fantastic. Sonia Loxonen came in on Friday, did a great job as well in her limited time. We're really excited about both of them. Probably going to be a combination of the two in that position throughout the year. They're 2 very different players, from a blocking standpoint and offensive standpoint. So it'll be a combination of the 2 there, but they play phenomenal. And then you look at the ball control, Kennedy Cherry, true freshman, and then Taylor Barron, transfer, young sophomore, but transferred in, and the impact that they had. Our serve receive really held up. Our defense was fantastic. So they're providing a lot of energy out there as well. It's going to be hard to get the ball to the floor on those kids, and that's really proved valuable. Kate came in and just had an impact. She's bigger than Callie is from a blocking standpoint, so we can use her there. She's a very talented setter. She came in and served phenomenally, and so she can provide a lot of different things. So every newcomer had a big role this weekend, even outside of the impact that Kyra had.